I've had an intense urge to roleplay as an Italian mob boss who loves eating gabagool recently, and couldn't find anything to quench this thirst of mine. That was before I discovered the Godfather's 2000s movie tie-in game. I now live life satisfied with absurd amounts of gabagool running through me. I start off the game by paying my gabagool dealer my weekly earnings because I have an intense addiction that can only be quenched by this traditional Italian dry-cured delicacy. It turns out that I've been deceived, and they kill my one true love, the gabagool market. 4 gabagool traders try to kill me for unknown reasons, but I'm able to defeat all 4 of them in my enraged state of Super Italian 3. Even after all my fighting, unfortunately I still get Swiss cheesed by the salami supremacist. Gabagool Jr. sees me lying on the floor, distraught by what he sees. He then gets kidnapped by the actual Godfather, and he tells him to get revenge for his father and become the Gabagool father.
Take your revenge.
I get over to the character creation and I am able to make Gabagool Jr. a true model. I start off by giving him the biggest cheese possible to reflect the addiction that he took from his father. I also give my new character possibly the angriest looking eyebrows that has been seen on any human before, with a crooked nose to match. I then give him a healthy amount of padding on his torso to reflect the addiction of gabagool that he has. I then also name myself the Gabagool father. Gabagool Jr.'s mother asked the actual Godfather to help locate me, because I've been put into a rage-induced state of Super Italian 3 after being denied a gabagool sandwich at the local deli.
He needs your help, Godfather.
I then get brutally beaten up by 3 more salami supremacists for my supposedly meat racist ideologies. Luckily enough, I get saved by the slightly obese hitman that the Godfather sent over. I go Super Italian 4 and start unlocking abilities through the gabagool gods, and able to furiously beat up the salami supremacists with ease. I awkwardly get stuck on the fence, and have to have my new buddy open the door for me. With my newfound freedom, I decide to have a nice relaxing time and talk with locals for a bit. I kindly ask to borrow this man's vehicle. With excitement, he gives it away. As I'm driving with perfect skill to the destination, some pesky pedestrians decide that they would love to just jump right in front of my vehicle. While I'm not opposed to the idea, I wonder why they aren't as well. Then the police decide to kindly escort me to my destination, seeing as how many pedestrians are willing to jump in front of my vehicle. I make it to my safe house, expecting there to be a healthy portion of gabagool awaiting me upstairs. To my dismay, there is only a couple of beers and some newspapers. I then admire the shredded physique I've acquired from eating exclusively gabagool sandwiches for the past 9 years. I get told that I need to extort a local family-owned business that can barely pay their rent, so obviously I agree with great joy.
I want you to have a word with Emilio. Convince him to pay his dues to the Corleones. Think you know what to do?
The deli market owner tells me they are all out of gabagool sandwiches, so I beat him up for insinuating that I have an addiction. I start dancing with the shop owner, and then he decides that I am deserving of his money, so he just gives it away. On my jog outside, a random pedestrian decides to antagonize me, so I kindly talk to him and explain that that was wrong. I go upstairs and make a deal with the Italian dude with the biggest meatballs I can see.
Corleones want to make an investment in your casino. What do you say?
Son, it's your lucky day. I accept.
I then brutally murder both workers because our company was in the red and I needed to fire some employees. I go downstairs and encounter an officer of the law and bribe him with a brick of plastic cash. He is none the wiser.
This is my neighborhood. You and your paisan must honor me.
Okay, I don't want no trouble.
I don't like cheapskates, but I'll take what you've got.
This kind gentleman says some kind words to me, so then I try to chase him to say thank you. But I end up giving up and just dancing in the middle of the street to show my appreciation. I figure out how to take out my gun and use the nearest pedestrian near me as target practice. Weirdly, tomato paste leaks out of him after he falls to the ground. I also find out that I have a stick of dynamite wedged between my meatballs and sandwich area, and decide to throw it out in the wild to see what happened. Unfortunately, it seems that in reality, it was a nuclear bomb, and it wipes out half the block, including me. Another kind gentleman gives me his vehicle with great joy, and I make my way safely to my next destination. My 2 new buddies tell me that we have some meatball ballers that keep beating up their friend, and that we need to deal with them. I'm hesitant to go at first, but they tell me that they'll give me some gabagool as a reward if I go with them, so I have to agree. We make it to the destination, and I kindly ask the kids to not beat up my friends. I dance with the other guy for a little bit to let off some steam, and then also kindly ask him to stop messing with us. My two new friends decide to give him a place to sleep because he seemed tired after all the dancing we had to do. I get some kind words from a pedestrian again, so to show my gratitude, I help her fall asleep, and then start popping some squats to show her proper form when lifting. The old obese hitman from before teaches me how to properly use a gun, and then I decide to shoot at the windows nearby as my way of saying thank you. On the way out, I get a small whiff of shit particles, so I decide to go right to the source to check if my hypothesis was true. I get told that I have to drive my obese hitman friend to a meeting with another mob family. So I try to drive as safely as possible to the destination so I can get a 5-star rating and a fat tip of Gabul. When we get to the destination, I look from outside through a window and they start talking in Super Mario. So I'm unable to understand what they're discussing.
$1 cheap. Va bene.
They gave my obese hitman friend an unsolicited haircut, and he was so appalled with it that he just ends up having a heart attack right there and then. This enrages me inside and has me unlock my true Gabul powers again, and I go Super Italian 4. In my enraged state, I'm able to swiftly and easily Swiss cheese the rest of the henchmen. I get to the final boss after fighting hordes of enemies and kill the barber before he can react. I am then tasked to get back to my safe house, and for some reason, the police have kindly decided to escort me back to my safe house. Unfortunately, they seem to have left their oven running because their cars end up in a heaping ball of flames. I then safely drive my way back to the safe house, but my car also ends up engulfed in flames, and I decide to just stay in the car because it looks like a cool way to go out. On my second time around, I am much more successful in my attempt to get to my destination because I've been told insider information there will be Gabul sandwiches. I pick up the phone to try to place my order of Gabul, but I get told they're sold out, so I'm devastated by this fact. I go outside and decide to let out some steam by killing the local Tommy Tough Knuckles. Since I'm low on funds, I also go to the nearest store and try to extort the local family-owned business out of their money. But the store owner refuses, so I slaughter another horde of Italians to show off my technical prowess. I then kindly ask the store owner for some money again, and this time he gives it off very happily to me. With this first robbery going so well, I try and extort some more businesses, and it goes well until the last one. I barely get out of my car that I stole off a random dude earlier and absolutely get Swiss cheese in the middle of the street by the blue cheese fanatics, and I'm not able to recover from this one. Thank you guys for watching all the way. If you did, well, I'm assuming if you're here, and if you like the video, why not subscribe, hit the like button or something. I don't know, I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers. That'd be pretty tough. Okay, anyways, goodbye.